I'm going to tell what my mother said to me. My mother, who's now 85, and was a woman out of her time, like went to Harvard Law School when women were not going to Harvard Law School. And she said, life is short, as they say, but the reality is life is long. You can do lots of things. You can be lots of people. You can have lots of lives in this life. And you don't have to settle for doing something just because you paid a lot for your education or because it's something that you can find at 51 years old that there are things that you're good at, and do it. Do it because why not? Because I did it and I have no regrets. Maybe if I had done this when I was 20, I wouldn't love it like I do. Who knows? I think things happen for a reason, but I know that my joy, I have spectacular moments of joy sitting in a jump seat going to Buffalo. All right, there you go. I can't, inexplicable. See, she's like a chinchilla, I'm telling you. Right now.
The most important thing that I tell everybody is don't waste your time looking at other people as your standard. Use that time, especially in college where the resources are there and the mentors are around you. Use that time to grow yourself, either as an artist or as a person, because one of the biggest regrets I have is that I spent my early 20s the most worrying about what everyone else was doing, worrying about how I measured up to everyone else, who was prettier, who was funnier, who was getting a better job. Make peace with the people around you. Support them, be compassionate. If they're good at something, support that, and they'll support you. Yes.
It's terrific, and I love my job. I love what I do. The technology field is been amazing for me. I've been on Wall Street since 1987, which was a very male place to be at the time. But I really think that following your passion is what you need to do with your life, because things work out and you don't know what the future will bring. I didn't realize it until after I turned 50 that I would feel this way, but I started to look at my career and say, okay, what do I want to accomplish now before I'm done? When I think of retirement, I think of, well, that'll be a time where maybe I'm not working as much, but the work that I'm doing is something I really want to do. Women's Refugee Commission, which I'm very passionate about. It is an organization that helps protect the rights of refugees. I don't think you can be good at something that you don't have a passion for. You can just be mediocre at best. You can be great at something you have a passion for, and that's why you should do what you love to do.
For me, in my late 40s and early 50s, I think it gave me the wisdom, believe it or not, the energy. You might think, oh, you're in your 20s or 30s, that's when you have the most energy. I was career climbing in the 20s and 30s. I think my 40s and 50s, I was more free and more confident. I am finding this to be a very liberating period. I think the fact that I went through the process of building a nonprofit, coupled with my background as a Latina woman, has enabled me to get some clarity on things that I really want to do, that make me curious, that enrich me. So over the next 20 years, gosh, I would love to know that I am continuing to do the things that I do, that I can have an impact for people. Oh, can I say something else?
Sure.
I love to dance. Did you say that? Thank you for reminding me. I think above everything else, I love to dance.
It's great when your work and your life are intertwined and it's just very easy. It just is, you're in the flow. It just feels like you're really doing what you were meant to do, and it's not a struggle. Initially, I was very, very interested in helping women who were widowed and divorced, getting their financial lives in order so that they were prepared to make good decisions. And the impact that you can have on somebody else is sometimes you understand it, and sometimes you'll never see the full impact, but you just know that you've sown some seeds that can grow into some wonderful things in the future for people. Hope that I can continue to work, even if it's on a part-time basis or a volunteer basis, for the rest of my life. The 50s are wonderful years. I feel like I'm blossoming. I know who I am. I have a lot more self-confidence than I did when I was younger, and I have a lot more wisdom.
Every day you have a choice, and having a choice and saying, I'm designing my life, makes you feel really independent, creative, powerful, and like there's nothing that you can't do if you just tell yourself, I'm designing my life, and you go for it. I realized I didn't like the separation of work and home. I wanted a purpose that would be seamless, 24 hours. I think that comes from confidence. I think that comes from realizing that failing is okay if you stand up again. And I think when I was younger, and a lot of younger girls are afraid to fall, so they don't go the extra mile. They don't trust their heart. They don't do what their instincts tell them. They do the smart, safe thing. And that I did too. That prevents you from really soaring, because you need to take those chances, but you need to feel confident about it. Figure out what you love to do, and then figure out how it can sustain you and your lifestyle, because you will figure it out. Once you figure out what you love to do, it will come. And I heard that, but I never believed it. Everything in my life was tossed upside down because I thought my life made sense. And here I am with this little girl in a pair of pajamas that changed everything. And it changed me just as much as it changed her. And from that day on, I said, this is the kind of existence everyone should have.
Never really looked chronologically at my age as being a negative. So I'm very proud of my age. As a matter of fact, I share a birthday with a lot of patients, and I get a lot of birthday cards. And a lot of them are older than me. And they've had breast cancer at a much younger age, so I'm very happy to celebrate my 50s and my 60s and my 70s. I donate a lot of what I make, but I also started to do some workshops with the operating room personnel and the recovery room and some of our peers. We feel now a lot wiser than I did going into it. But I wouldn't mind having like a 18-year-old pool boy.
In Egypt, 96% of women and girls are mutilated. Somalia, 98%. Where we work in Samburu County, 91% of girls and women are mutilated. I think when I turned 50, I was so comfortable in my skin. I knew I know who I am, I know what I like, I know what I can tolerate, I know, what I won't tolerate, and I've become maybe more vocal in what I want to do and how I want to help others. I do have, and I've had it for a long time, I have my own mission statement. Corporations, nonprofits have a mission statement. Mine has been for many, many years, tell me what you want and I'll help you get it. What inspires me is people who are willing to listen and learn. And when I see the light go off in their eyes, when they get it.
Sunday Martina, ding dang dong.
I would say definitely follow your passion. I don't think I did that, and the clock ticking and on, but I will continue. I'm very curious. I'm constantly looking for the next thing, reading. I love to read. I'm an avid reader, and so, but I just want to create. If I could just throw everything away and just create constantly, I would do that. Do my skateboard. I have a very Peter Pan kind of outlook in life, and I'm very childlike, and I think that kind of shows through. And maybe keeps me young, and I have young interests like that. So. You know, here's I love.
It's ridiculous how
cartoons.
good that stuff is.
How fun.
Take one of your music things and make a musical out of it. And you know that
They don't have to know what they want to do. That's like the biggest lie. You never have to know what you want to do. You just have to keep moving. That's it, because it will find you if you can't find it. I promise that result. I really believe that. Whatever you're doing is what's right if you're feeling it's right. If you're stuck in something that you thought was going to be your life and career, this is what I'm telling every woman out there. It's okay to admit that it's not, and then just see what happens. You know, it's worth seeing what happens. I donate a lot of my jewelry. Any friend who is working for a disease to raise money or something that I think is important, I will donate jewelry and always lend my support to their auctions to help raise money for different foundations. We're now giving our kids and the younger girls a better message than we were able to in our youth. So I think it's really important for us to do that.